Welcome back to our relaunch, our first episode of BareItallthepodcast with your girl, Jay.
And Jay.
So we're back, guys. We're excited. We're looking forward to just giving you guys the new content. Well, you remember how we started off the podcast, right? So now we have new viewers. We have a new audience. So we want to reintroduce all of our co-hosts.
So here we are. Back at it again, relaunching. We will have our wonderful, beautiful co-hosts, Brandy, B, Dejana, Day, Liz.
And we all have different personalities. Some of us are a little bit more spicy than others. Some of us are just, we're all beautiful, strong women, and we're excited. We got a little rainbow, little sprinkle in there.
Very much so. So we're just going to introduce ourselves again for all of our new viewers and everybody else that's out there that may not know us. So right now we're going to start off with just a couple quick little questions. So I just want to know.
Let's see how well she knows me. That's really what it is.
I just want to know from Jay, when she first met me, how did she feel and how did our friendship evolve?
So let's see. The first day I laid eyes on her, I said, she is so beautiful. She's an angel. I might become a lesbian. No.
Oh, here we go.
When I first, so this is the funny thing. So our children went to school with each other, but we didn't know that. So we met at the hospital. We both worked at the hospital. And I just happened to come into your unit. We were talking, and then come to find out really honestly, I started the relationship. That's what it boils down to. I started the relationship.
She's always saying that.
I definitely did. I started the relationship, and I kept it going because anytime I would work, I'm like, oh, let me go down there and say hi and say hi to somebody.
Well, she had a little bit more freedom working in the hospital because I'm a critical care nurse. Yeah. I work in the ICU, so I pretty much stay with my patients because they're very sick. She was able to kind of move up and down from unit to unit. So she was able to come visit me. And thank God she did, because then we found out that our kids went to the same school.
We had some mutual friends.
Absolutely.
So we saw each other like in a couple different places. Like, and you know what? To be honest, you are literally like one of the best things that ever happened to me.
And likewise, we have a very strong relationship for several years now. Mm-hmm. And then she wanted to start a podcast. So she came to me after she spoke with a couple other people. We're not going to go there though. But so she came to me and she was like, oh, do you want to do this podcast with me? So I was like, oh my God, absolutely. I would love to.
Because you know what? This is it really should have been like Adventures of Jay and Che. But we have so much fun. We literally have so much fun. There's always an adventure when we go somewhere. It could be we're going to Wawa, or it could be we're doing like a day trip, but it's always something going on. And if there's a lot of people who say I just want to hang out with you guys because you guys have so much fun. It literally is a blast.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Especially the Lesbian Vegan Fest. All the car rides. If you go back on our YouTube, Bare It All the Podcast, you'll see some episodes where we're talking about some of the excursions that we've had over the years.
It wasn't a lesbian vegan.
And it was, however. So that's what.
So we established that I started the relationship.
Yes, I agree.
Okay. So what do you think though made us so close though? What do you think?
I think it's because we're both independent women. I feel like we are moms. We are career driven. We are very supportive of women and each other. And I feel like all of those qualities were very compatible and what strengthened our relationship over the years. Mm-hmm. And then just the fun that we have, the fact that we can laugh at each other. We can be very real with each other too. Like I can tell her something that she may not want to hear, but she knows it's out of a place of love and not out of a place of disdain.
No, that's true.
I feel like we can be very honest with each other about a lot of things. We haven't, which is crazy.
In what, 10 years?
And she's been upset with me, and I've been upset with her.
Like we're annoyed at each other, but especially even I'm like, oh, here she goes with her and a little impatient ass. All right, whatever. Like, don't make me come over there. And this is how we talk. Don't make me come over there and choke you right now. And she's like, well, then go ahead and come over. The door's open.
Exactly. Like, I'll welcome a good choke anytime. You know what I'm saying? Don't threaten me with a good time. But so yeah, I feel like we can give each other,
The
good
real,
advice,
yeah,
bad
be
advice, real
transparent.
advice, and we know it's from a good place and not a place of judgment.
Hmm.
So I feel like we've always been able to have be on the same
Yeah.
page with that and
And
not get in our feelings
and
for
that's
it.
honestly how like marriages, like if she was a man, like I would have, would have snatched him up.
There's a lot of different qualities I'd have to change about myself to be the man that she typically likes, including, a little, but
But like seriously,
we're not going to
because
go
it's
there.
like that's how good like, marriages, relationships last. Like you have an understanding, and no matter what, it's us at the end of the day, So like we're a lifer. Her family everybody loves me.
Yes, my family absolutely adores her. My kids, my sister, my everybody that has met her
When they
that knows
can't reach
me.
her, they call me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, as
All right.
far as the podcast is concerned, why did you ask me out of all the 100,000 people she knows,
I know a
why
lot
did
of
you
people
ask me to be your co-host?
because I feel like you are the most connected person to me out of my whole life. Like you just are. You're just the most connected. Like I feel like it doesn't matter like where we are, what we're doing. We always have a good time. There's always like a level of understanding. It's just you're just my best friend. You're my best friend.
That's so cute. So yes, and of course
And you're beautiful. First of all, y'all don't want to see me. Y'all want to see
oh
her.
please. Everybody wants Jay. Remember that, guys.
No,
Everybody wants
okay.
Jay and then there's Jay.
That's not true, but okay. How did that work out for me? Didn't.
So basically we started the podcast. Of
Hmm.
course I agreed to do it. And we had so much fun doing it and building it. But over time you did want to expand
Yeah.
our platform. So tell me why you wanted to expand it.
Yeah, I thought that because I know some amazing women, right? And I'm like, I think that just we have so much to offer each other. And I, I shared this before, but I just felt like growing up, I felt like I sometimes didn't fit in with women. Like maybe I connected more with guys and I had a lot of male friends, like not in that sense, but just friendships because I feel like sometimes women, it's like, they're kicking your back in or they're hating on you or they're saying something about you. And it's like, to be honest, I'm a cool ass person. I'm a cool like I'm like I like the person that I am. Like a lot of times people would, say things about you and it's like if you only knew me, like, sometimes people would be like, "Oh, I thought you were stuck up." And they're like, "You're like the most down to earth person." I mean, people call me for advice and I'm like, I ain't your therapist, they're like, you know what I mean? So
Absolutely,
I just thought that
definitely.
they all offered something and I
Mhm.
think that just honestly and I was not wrong with every single person that I did pick. I was not wrong. And she doesn't like new friends. She don't really do new friends. And was I wrong?
And that's why she says that she drove this relationship because I really just don't talk to people. And it's not because I don't want to. And it's not that I don't appreciate perspectives and appreciate people and connections and relationships. But when I'm out and about, I'm focused on why I'm out and about. If it's work, I'm focused on work. If it's
If it's with me, it's just focus on me.
yeah, obviously. If it's sports, I'm focused on sports. If it's, my kids, I'm out with my kids, I'm focused on my kids. So I'm not really, out here looking for new connections and things of that nature. But if they come to me, I will be open to it
Mhm.
to a certain extent. And then if
Like
that
she said, a certain extent.
to a certain extent, because I don't want to be with someone, I don't want to be friends with someone who's fake, who's judgmental,
Yeah.
who is not realistic
She's just, the thing
and
is,
rational.
okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. That's true. No, I was going to say that that's how you are because I know like in past relationships that you may have had, certain experiences is going to shape the way you kind of move forward.
Absolutely. Definitely.
Okay. Let's describe each other.
Oh, Jesus.
Describe each other in a
All right,
few
you go
words.
first.
Oh shit. Okay. Okay. I'll say um very transparent, okay? Um abrupt, if that's the right word. Impatient,
Oh, Lord.
genuine, Literally, like, so selfless. So selfless. You're one of the most selfless people that I know. Um,
You don't need to go down the list. A
no,
couple
no, okay,
adjectives is
all
good.
right. No,
Impatient,
oh, you know what?
abrupt.
No, I'll say no nonsense.
That's
Yeah,
a
no
fact.
nonsense.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah,
I would
and loving
say
and a cuddler. Like, she loves to cuddle. She's so affectionate.
so. Yes, I am. That's one of my love languages. Absolutely, I do love physical touch. Um, anyway, so as far as you are concerned, I would say that you are very caring,
Mhm.
um, very there's just so many things I could say. Obviously beautiful and gorgeous, but not
Well,
only on the outside, but most definitely on the inside. She gives and gives and gives and doesn't know when to take, to sit
mm,
back and relax. She's always trying to help everybody through everything. So she's definitely in that nature. She's just a very genuine, loving person, and I guess we do have a lot of similar characteristics, and that's why maybe we get along so well
yeah.
together. Um, but she's very strong, mentally, physically, emotionally, and just she will push you to be your best self. Absolutely. So anyone that knows her knows that she's going to push you to do your
Yeah,
absolute
true.
best, be your absolute best, and without any excuses. And so yeah, there's just so many great qualities. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. So, what's one of the past episodes? Because we did this by ourselves for like a year and a half.
Right.
What's one of the most memorable or standout episodes to you that we've done, or
So,
even maybe the most fun or something?
so I will say I'm going to start off with a little bit more serious episode and then go to a fun episode. So, one of the most serious episodes we had is when we had a grief counselor on, and
Yeah.
she was explaining to us how she had lost her husband,
Hmm.
and like nobody was there for her, and
Yeah.
she wasn't sure in what direction she could go into, and there was like no support there for her, and she became a grief counselor, and I thought that was such an important episode
Yeah.
because you don't have to lose someone through death to go through grief. You can lose someone in a relationship.
Mm.
You can lose someone in so many other different ways. And even if you switch jobs, like losing some of those coworkers that you were close to in the past.
That yeah. This grief is very
Yes,
it's
grief
very
can come in
significant. Uh-huh.
different forms.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I feel
I'm
like
grieving right now.
I feel like that was a very powerful episode that I
Hmm.
hope that a lot of people got some good information and
Yeah.
resources to help them get through whatever type of grief they're going through. So I felt that that was a very
That was.
heartfelt episode. And as far as a fun episode, we've had several fun, exciting episodes, but I will say the episode that I was explaining the lesbian vegan fest that she drugged me to down south
Honestly, I
was
cannot stop.
hilarious.
I because okay, I forgot to say, like, even though I've been the one that acted and things like that, she
I was not
literally
acting.
has a okay.
I was
She
not acting.
no. She is. She is the biggest storyteller. Literally the biggest storyteller. And she'll say things and with a serious face, this face. She'll
Because
say it with a serious face. And it's like,
I'm not an actress. I'm not an actor by any means, way, shape, or form. So if I tell you a story, it 100% is based on facts.
we're gonna link that episode in
Absolutely.
here. That
Absolutely.
ancient episode in here. It's
So
archived.
what about
Okay.
you? What was some touching or memorable episodes that we've done in the past?
Um, our Halloween
Okay. Yeah, that was fun.
episode. I thought that that was cute. Was dressed up as
We had a
the police
couple.
officer. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, the one. Yeah, and then you were the inmate, and that's about right though, because I'm like, you know,
Yeah, she's the enforcer, absolutely. And I'm not breaking rules. I'm not one to follow rules. So she's definitely the
yeah. I
enforcer.
just like we had to reel her back in sometimes.
Yes, absolutely. All right, so
Yeah, so I think that was one. We did a lot of taste testing on our episodes, and with our eyes closed and blindfolded, we had our little timeline, and
our pull
every
it out segments.
yes, our yep, pull it out segment, and we're bringing that back.
Oh, we are?
Okay,
Oh, okay.
we're gonna bring out that pull out segment. So yeah, we just had a lot of fun.
We did. We did. And we're going to have a lot more fun.
Yes,
And with our amazing co-host for sure.
yes,
1000%.
yes, yes. All right. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna just ask a couple of like playful things. Who's more likely to forget their keys?
Um, I would say, I think it would be you. You
It
think
could be
it?
probably me, but I have AirTag, so
I
that's
just
why I
feel
got
like
it.
you have so much stuff that I would, because me, I'm very simplistic. I got my keys, I got a small purse, and I'm out and
I'm
about.
switching bags. I'm moving here and
Yes, she
there.
is
I'm
constantly.
like, oh, this. I'll throw it in my back seat.
Yes, like she'll pull out her purse. She'll have like her all her credit cards, cash, and everything, all like into one situation. I'm just like, why? Where's your wallet? So I don't know. I just feel like she has too much stuff, and she would probably
Yeah.
be the one.
Okay. All right. Who's more likely to cry at a movie?
Definitely you. Definitely you.
It's weird because I've never been like really a crier.
I'm definitely not a crier, but you're gonna cry before
I feel
me.
like, yeah, okay, probably, maybe. All right. What about to order dessert first?
You know that's not me.
It's not me either.
She would before me.
I'm not a
I'm
dessert
not saying that
person.
you are, but you would before me because I'm not a sugar person. I'm a salt person.
I'm a salt person.
So
So
I'm
I don't think neither one of us.
yeah,
We order fries first before
absolutely,
anything.
absolutely.
Okay. What's one thing that we always laugh about but nobody else would understand?
Oh my God, there's so
So
many things. There's so many things. Um, I mean, we could just look at somebody and just if we know that person, and we'll something that we know about that person together
uh-huh.
will just make us laugh.
And yeah, and I would say all the nicknames for the people that we may have talked to or
Had a connection with in the past,
yeah, all of our nicknames for them because people got there's some names like we don't usually call anybody by their first
like
name.
Hope Be
It's
Good, Hope Be Good. That's a nickname.
we have a lot we have a lot of subliminal things and you really have to be there in order to experience it.
Most definitely.
Okay, okay. Um if we could travel anywhere together for the podcast, where would it be?
Oh wow, for the podcast.
Hmm.
Listen, I think Turks and Caicos was absolutely gorgeous and it was super chill. I
Yeah, I
think
didn't get to go.
the views are amazing there. The water's beautiful.
Hmm.
The people are all fantastic, welcoming, and just very kind. I feel like we would definitely have amazing views. Good people, great food.
Okay.
And it's a chill
Not in the hood.
environment.
Not going in the
No,
hood.
we're not going there. No, absolutely not.
Who's most likely to go in the hood or survive in the hood?
Oh, that would be her. Okay. That would be
I'll make
her.
friends
Yeah,
anywhere.
no, I'm good at home. Okay. If y'all want to see me somewhere, you won't see me at home. She's the one that drags me out most places. She's like, oh, let's go here, let's go here, let's go
Do
there, let's
I
go there.
really? Is it really
Yes,
me?
no, it's definitely you. Definitely you. She's the one dragging me outside. If it was up to me, I'd be home in my heated blanket
But you can't stay
watching
there all the
Netflix.
time. No, watching 48 hours
Yes,
because that's what
ID
you watch.
channel. Absolutely.
All
Murders
right.
2000. But yeah, she would be the one going into the hood because she likes all the uh, thuggish, ruggish
What's one?
clientels.
What's one thing that you could never purchase?
Happiness.
Oh,
I
I
don't.
was thinking something different.
I feel like you can't buy happiness. I don't care how much money you have. Yeah, yeah. Of course, money makes life easier, but definitely doesn't. It doesn't necessarily provide happiness. There's a lot of rich people in the world that are very
Mm.
unhappy and sad and upset and emotionally depressed, even anxious. I feel like happiness has to come from within
It
first,
does.
and then anyone outside of you is supposed to add that extra credit to your life to
Mhm.
make you even more happy. So if you're going to invite people to your life, make sure it's drama free. You
Yeah.
want it to be as peaceful and calm as possible, especially as you're getting
Can you say
older.
that one more time again? Make sure if you're going to invite people in your life that is drama free relationship. So don't hit anybody up over here. If you have drama, if you have nonsense, okay, nobody. How
Okay.
old are we? We're too old.
So as far as the same question for you. So I feel like money can't buy happiness.
Mhm. I was I was gonna say a gun.
What you mean a gun?
Can't buy a gun. No, I was saying for you was some one thing that you definitely can't, like, you're banned from buying. I should have said it that
I'm
way.
not banned from buying.
You
I
are.
got
No,
my
you can't.
certification.
Mm-mm.
I can get a gun if I need to.
Should you?
Listen, I have self control. Okay, I do have self control. Don't everybody be scared of me. I
Should,
don't have a gat on me. I promise.
should you? No,
But
we always make this joke like, see, that's why if I had a gun.
yes, no, no.
No.
I can get one if I want to, but it's not something that I feel like is necessary in my life currently. So yes.
Okay. All right. So how do you think so how have we grown as women and as friends like over the past year, and what lessons do you think that our friendship could teach other people?
So I feel like our friendship could 1000% teach other people to be um to be able to see each other's perspectives.
Mhm.
Cuz we may not agree on everything, but I can see her perspective and appreciate it.
Yeah.
And I can say my piece as well,
Mhm.
and and it not be a situation where we're gonna be up in arms. Like
I know.
I feel like she can tell me something, and I can be understanding of it. I don't necessarily have to agree, but I can be understanding of it, and I can see what her rationale is behind her perspective. But she can also see mine as well.
Because
And
it's our communication style as well. Like I feel like it's like being, I think one of the things like people lack is just being aware. Like being aware, mindful of like what you put out, how you give things off. Sometimes, like obviously we're human and we have certain emotions, things like that that kind of like guide our a response, but it's how you communicate with the person.
right,
And not everybody I think is just self-aware to know like what they give off, the energy that they give off. And we can apologize if we're wrong
right.
or
And I feel like we don't have to talk to each other every day. Now, we probably send like each
she's
other
lying.
memes or gifts. I'm just saying, like, we might send each
If you
other
don't send her a
something.
text every day, good
Okay.
morning
Okay.
and a
That's
good
not true.
night
Please don't
and
send me
a
no good morning text.
and a good night
She's wrong
message.
about that. So my point is, if we don't communicate, we could go all day and not communicate, and we're not going to be mad at each other because we
I
understand
know.
life happens,
Some people
things are
are like
going
that
on.
though.
Yes, some people get in their feelings
I've
if they
had
don't hear
friends who
from
are like
someone.
that if you didn't like reach out to them, and it's like we all have life, we all have other and
Yeah,
other friends, and some
right.
people get mad or jealous. Like I've had people jealous of our friendship.
Yes, absolutely. And
Well,
she goes on trips with her friends, and she goes on dinners and things of that nature with her friends. And I might act like I'm a little jealous, like, oh, are you going out with her, or are you
I
doing
do the
this?
same thing
But
though.
I'm literally just joking. Like I understand there's other people in her life, and she needs these other people in her life, because we need a little touch of different
Yeah,
personalities to help us grow as
because she knows her
individuals.
place. She knows her
So,
place. I know my place. So I'm not, like I'm not hating on nobody. Like, oh, have fun.
so yes. So
But we
we
do joke around, like,
definitely.
excuse me, who are you with?
Right.
Like,
Especially these pictures she takes with other women, and she's getting real close and cozy. I might screenshot a little bit and send it to her. I'm like, oh, this is a little too close for comfort.
the
But
hand is like literally this like close, and she's like, your hand is way too close, and I'm like, she's like, did she just put her hand? I said, oh
and listen,
Lord.
I will go to the extent where if she's with a man, and they're taking cute pictures at dinner or whatever, I literally will put my face on his face
She
and
does.
screenshot it and send it to her, just jokingly.
It's
It's
so
all in
funny.
fun.
It
It's all in
literally is so
fun.
funny. I'm like, what the hell?
So we're going to get into talking about our lives outside the podcast currently. So what's been going on with you outside the podcast?
Ugh, um, I I don't really have a life. I just been working a lot. For me, like, I'm very ambitious, so I'm constantly trying to find ways to like make more money, and I have contract work that I do through the organization. So, that's honestly what I've been doing. I, ended a relationship, um, some
Why did
months
it end?
back.
Why did the relationship end?
Um, I just felt like it was a very toxic relationship. That's why I would never date another Libra. Okay. I just, I don't think the emotional maturity was there with him, and I think that we were just in different places as far as like mentally, like what I want in a man. It boils down to like what I want in a man, and I don't think that we were compatible. Um, and for me, like if I see that, that's it, cut off. But I tried to think like, okay, you know what, I don't want to respond or act very abruptly without putting in work and stuff like that. So I tried, and I'm just like, this is not. I was feeling the same way, and it was a year, off and on, and it didn't make me. I look at like, is this person making me better? I know that me being in his life, I was making him better, but is he making me better? And I really honestly couldn't answer that. What, maybe in the gym working out, that's not, but like if I didn't feel like myself. It was very draining.
But like I said before, I feel like if you're going to invite new people into your life, they need to bring some sort of peace and calm and extra credit. I always say extra
I
credit
love that. I know.
because extra credit means, they're giving you extra more than what you can give yourself.
Hmm.
And if they can't give you more than what you can give yourself,
Yeah.
then they're just not the person for you. And, I've been dealing with the same situation. We both got into relationships together and got out of
It's so
relationships together.
crazy.
And it wasn't like planned to be that way. We were
I
both
know.
being very supportive. And
Mm.
her ex, I actually really liked him because he was
Hmm.
so in love with her, and he was just very, he was maybe a little too clingy, but he just wanted to be around her, wanted to be with her, wanted to meet her family, and he
And when
just
we would,
seemed like he was just all about her, and I loved that part of him.
yeah.
But obviously there were other aspects of him.
And when we would talk about it, I'm like, because me, like, I work a lot, but I'm gonna make time for the person that I want to be with. But the bottom line is like we're adults, and so if we have something going on, like if I get done training late at night and you're expecting to see me, then it's we're supposed to have a level of understanding where, hey, all right, well let's plan something a different day. Like if I have a, I don't know, event to go to, I can't have you getting mad about that. Like you have to do something with yourself, have a
Right.
hobby or something. And so
Right.
with you and I, would talk about that. Sometimes I would share with her like, if it's a couple days, he's like, having a heart attack,
Yes.
and she's like, okay, what's wrong with that? So what?
Yeah,
He wants to be
yeah.
next to you. He wants to be with you, and I'm just like, he definitely always like would say nice things. You're beautiful. Like he made me feel very secure in that sense. With like my position in his life, but I couldn't go off of emotion. Yes, it feels good to have somebody in bed with you. When you go to bed, you wake up, you have a person there, somebody who's supportive, you can spend time with. But I don't. I couldn't go off of just that emotion. I had to go off of.
Yes, because I think for any healthy relationship, both people in the relationship need to have hobbies outside of being with that person.
Yeah.
You have to be able to not only have hobbies, but also be okay with being alone. Some people have a hard time being alone.
Yeah.
They don't want to be with themselves, and that's an issue. You have to love yourself and love your own company
I love my own
to
company.
to love someone else and
Mhm.
understand that they need their alone time as well. So
Yeah.
anybody that's in a relationship, you got to make sure you have one or two hobbies. You got to be okay being alone. And you also got to give that your partner space. And then when you do have that time together, you miss each other. You
I
love
know.
each
I don't want to
other.
talk on the phone. I can't talk on the phone all day. That's like, to me, it's an attachment issue. I
Mhm.
don't want to talk on the phone all day to you and then see you. I'm talking on the phone when I'm driving. We talked about this just yesterday. Like you need some, you need like your own space, your own time, your own friends.
Yeah, because before we had cell phones,
Mhm.
your significant others, you guys would go to work.
Yeah.
do your day, go to lunch, go to work, do everything,
Hmm.
and then you would come home and then you talk about everything. But now that we have cell phones, we're texting each other all the time, we're calling each other all the time.
What
So
else is
when we
there to
get
talk
home, there's
about?
really not much to talk about. You're like, oh yeah, you did have like a Caesar wrap for lunch, and we already talked about that, and your coworker pissed you off because of whatever, but we already talked about that. So there's really not a whole lot to
Yeah.
talk about at the end of the day. So
And
you're
sometimes
kind
I
of
just like
draining
need a
each
space.
other.
Like I'm like, okay, I got laundry to do. Like I want to like just do something. Just okay, like turn around. Like I'm used to sleeping. I've been, used to sleeping by myself, and so it takes time to get even used to transitioning from being by yourself and then being in a relationship. But my style, I'm affectionate when I'm very much into a person, but not just in general.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like I know you know that about me. Like I'm just like, okay.
So
Or
for me, I am also just getting out of a relationship, and I was it took me a while to get into a relationship
Mhm.
because I don't, I'm very picky about who
Yeah.
I allow into my life. So when I did meet this person and I felt like that person was really showing up for me and
Mhm.
supportive and loving and caring and did all the things that I felt like,
That you,
I
yeah.
needed in my life at that time. And then, things started changing for the worse. And it was just a lot of lies and a lot of betrayal and things of that nature. And that's just one thing that I just can't tolerate.
Yeah.
I feel like this person has a lot of work to do, on themselves to be able to provide a good relationship to anybody. And I just feel like, a lot of times people show up as somebody else the first few months
Mm.
of the relationship.
For the first
And then you
year.
start, or
Mhm.
even the first year, first 6 months, first year, and
Mhm.
then you really start finding out more information about someone. So I feel like after time, I was just finding out a lot of information that, just didn't,
Yeah.
work with me in my life, parallel to my life.
It's like how do you deal with like life situations? Things happen. Like a person can be they can show you all those things and show up for you
Right.
and be like the gentleman, open up the doors and pick you up and take you places and pay for everything. But
Right.
like outside of that,
Yeah.
when it's just us, like how are our conversations? Can I share everything with you?
Right. And how are your interactions with other people? And
Mm,
that was the main thing with us, is that the interactions with other people were not what they were said to be. So,
right.
and one thing I don't tolerate is lies.
Hmm.
I'm very honest, bluntly honest, and I want that person to be open and honest with me as well. And if we don't have that same communication
Yeah.
style, then I just can't continue with that situation. And I feel like I'm really trying hard to compromise and sacrifice, to be with
Hmm.
someone, but there's only so much you can compromise and
I know, and
sacrifice.
it's like which is compromisable.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
sometimes it's like the things that you might be so headstrong about is is that a deal breaker? Like, okay, can I change this about me to accommodate that person?
Right.
Like, is it that big of a deal?
Right. But there's some things you have to.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to do those things, but not for someone who is blatantly
Hmm.
betraying and lying and, doing things that behind your back that, they wouldn't do if you were there. So,
So, like, I know we talked about like grief of a relationship. Like, what are some of the things that like you feel like from a relation? Like, what has it done to you?
I feel like it has, stressed my body out,
Mm.
to the point where I even got sick a couple times, and I really don't get sick because I eat healthy, I work out a lot, I do a lot of things to try to keep my mental, physical in line,
Yeah.
and I feel like stress. When I get really stressed, then I get sick, and I can tell like my body's just shutting down. So some of those things are a part of grief, when
Yeah.
I'm losing someone in a relationship that I actually really loved and cared about. So it's just, I think it just takes time for you to get through those feelings, just like any type of grieving situation. And then just like focusing on things that are positive in your life, like me starting this LLC,
Hmm.
training for my Botox injections. I am an IV therapy specialist. So I'm going to be starting providing those services
Can't
for
wait. I'm gonna look
clients
young, eyebrows
in a
raised.
couple months. So I'll be officially done with training and all of that within the next couple months by the end of the
Hmm.
year. Then I'll start taking clients. So I'm focusing on the business. I'm focusing on my family,
Yeah.
focusing on,
You
just,
gotta keep your mind busy, and
yeah,
you really have to keep your mind busy. Otherwise, you're gonna because there's certain things that you might miss about. that person.
Absolutely. Like certain songs that will come
Oh,
on immediately takes
yeah,
me back there. Certain movies, certain sports, things that we, did
did
together,
together.
going to
Yeah.
the gym, we worked out together. So all of these things remind me of this person. So it just makes it a little bit harder to move forward. But you just got to move forward. You got to
And
move forward at
what
the end of the
else
day.
makes it hard is that, like, I feel like there are certain people, like, sometimes, you can end something with somebody and that's it. You end it and they're not reaching out, but then I don't know what is going on with these men, but they reach out constantly
Yes.
and they want to profess their love, but you had me and missed you missed the signals. Like I shared with
Yeah.
you and you just didn't take it serious. And
And not
now,
just one time, several
yeah.
times.
And you
Yes.
keep on reaching out, reaching out. So it's so much harder.
Yes, it does make it harder. I
Yeah.
mean, yes, you can block that person, but
They still
they
reach
still
out.
can reach out to you. If you block them on social media, if you block their number, they
Yes.
can still reach out to you. So, unless you get a restraining order, which, I don't think is necessary because that can affect people's jobs.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, but
as
it's
long
just
as it's
like,
not violent, you know what I
yeah.
mean? It's not
But it's like they
abusive.
reach out, they constantly reach out. It's let me let me heal.
Right,
Just let
right,
me heal.
right. But they also have to find their place to heal as well. So, that might take them a little bit extra time.
Do you think
So,
that you would like get into another relationship?
I am not planning on getting into another relationship anytime soon, but I am open to it because I do love, whether it's
Hmm.
for a season or for a long-term situation. I do love being in love. I do love
Yeah.
sharing my life with someone. My kids are getting older. Like my daughter's an adult. My son is 16. He's a junior in high school. And I feel like, they're going to be moving on, doing their thing, living their life. And I feel like, it would be nice to share, life with someone eventually. So yeah,
Hmm.
I'm open to it, but not right away. I'm
Yeah.
not ready now.
But you're never
What
gonna get
about
married
you?
again.
I'm married. I don't know. I might get married again. I'm not against it. I'm
Really?
not against it.
Oh,
So I was married.
okay.
I was married before 16 years ago. I was married for 6 years. 16 years ago. I was married. I had 2 kids from one person, and that was it. Pregnant twice, 2 kids. That's it. And I didn't want to have multiple baby daddies. So
Like me.
I was good. I was good with one.
It's only two. It's only two.
So, yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
not opposed to it, but it's not something I feel like I need to do. I feel like if it doesn't happen for me, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Um,
They say there's like a study,
so
like
we'll see.
I think it's like 1 in 4, 1 in 5 women or even single people, don't misquote me, but are like after 40 will remain single.
Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard
Yeah.
that too. But I don't know where that study comes from. A lot of these studies kind of derive from places that are trying to push, like, certain agendas.
Yeah.
And so you got to be careful where you got to know where your resources are and where these studies are coming from. Because some, like in the medical field, they'll say,
Oh,
oh,
yeah, yeah.
this drug is for this
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to cure this,
Out
but
of
the
10
drug is
people.
coming from the place that causes this cancer. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it's like you got to be
Yeah.
careful where you're getting your resources from. But
And
yeah, I mean,
I
you
think
could.
it's because people are at this point in your life, like we're both in our 40s. It's like you have this just like self-actualization. So you typically like the person you are, you've experienced things, know what you like and don't like, and so you typically don't want to experience anything outside of that. And being single, being by yourself for an extended time, you start to get used to it. You start to get very
Yes,
complacent, and then
absolutely.
now somebody comes in and kind of disrupts that. It's hard to get used to that, and some people just aren't open to it.
Right.
I'm open to that. I would like to be in a relationship. My kids, listen, my kids will say, "Oh my God, I can't do this." Like the trash bag busted, and they're like, "Oh my God, I can't do this." Like this is why we need a man in the house. I'm like, "Oh, here we go." They equate to like, "Oh, man in the house is going to take out the trash."
Mhm.
Like, "Oh, what are we going to do when our cars are full of snow? We'll figure it out. What we've been doing, okay?" She's like, "Yeah, but such and such used to clean up our car," and I'm like,
Right.
"Well, that's
Yeah,
it's
now
just
we got to do it.
not here anymore, okay?"
Right.
So that the hard piece is like when you incorporate families now. So like, I loved his family loved me. Then you start now you're friends on social media, you guys
Right.
talk, and and then it's like all that cuts off.
Hmm.
Not to say you have to cut off that tie with that family, but it's almost like in order for you to fully move on
Right. You do
and
have to cut
heal for the
ties.
majority of the time, you just have to.
Right. Exactly.
So it
Absolutely.
becomes
There was this one celebrity they did an interview with. She was an actor, and she said that if she's open to getting married again,
mhm.
but she said they'd have to live next door to each other because she likes to go to bed when she wants to go to bed. She likes to read when she wants to read. She wants to give her body up when she wants to give her body up, not because she has to give her body up. So she just feels
Oh,
like
so she doesn't
if they live next door to each other, because she's been so complacent being
Yes.
single in her space and doing what she wants to
Uh-huh.
do when she wants to do it. So it was just funny that she said that. But I can understand, like,
That is
you're on
funny
your own
though.
time. You do what you want, for so long, you just get used to it. But as
Yeah.
far as the new relaunch of the podcast, so we're gonna have the 5 hosts
I thought you said
and
hose.
or that,
Yes, it's 5 of us. And so let's see, we have B, Brandy, she's our braid goddess. She did these lovely braids. Shout out to Braided by B. And let's see, she's been married for, 20 something years. She's very much she's a very devoted friend, amazing mother. She has some young kids, four children, some in college. And I think she's very similar. You guys have similar personalities in a sense.
I agree.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
they're like
We don't beat around the bush.
yeah, this is very true.
Yes.
Me, I'm just more like, well, let's just,
Yes. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, they're just very much like,
To the point.
yeah, to the point. And but she is a lot of fun. She's the dancer of the crew
Oh,
with
thank
you.
God. Finally, I have somebody I can dance with because she don't ever dance with me. It's
I dance
very
sometimes,
rare.
yeah.
Only if you get a few drinks in her will she dance with me. But Brandy, we will walk into somewhere and start dancing. So I have my dance partner. Absolutely.
Yes, no, for sure. They're always down on their down on their knees,
Not on our knees.
Not on your knees, but you know what I'm saying. You guys know what I meant. Squatting, doing something. And then okay, so we have Liz, and Liz is very soft spoken. She's very eloquent.
Yes.
And dainty on the outside. But Liz has been also married for 20 something years as well. She has children, she has grandkids, and Liz is also in her early 40s. And
she's also a nurse.
yes. So Liz is, how would you describe Liz?
I feel like she's very rational. I feel like
Yeah.
she has a way of putting words together to make everybody feel comfortable and
That is
safe.
her. Yes.
She goes with the flow, which I
She
love that
does.
about her. She goes with the flow.
Same thing with I'm like this. Okay, all right. I want to make sure everything's in order. Like, all right, is this because, and that's just how I am. I think it's like the overthinking of me.
Yes, and we just like, oh, okay, that's what she wants to do. All right, I guess we're doing that. So she's a very go with the flow kind of young lady, I will say. And
Yes.
she's amazing and love her company.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And
Yeah,
she has a lot of great insight
She's into
as well.
sports too.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we have Day.
Dejana.
Yes, Dejana. We actually met. She was waxing me at European. That's how we met. And so I'll see her after this. But Dejana is, we say the spicy island one.
Absolutely.
She, to be honest, with Dejana, you don't know what's going to come out of her mouth. Yes,
that's for sure.
She might say something, and she will never mean to like say anything offensively at all. But you just don't know. But she's very, she has a very big personality. She's a hard worker.
Very outgoing.
She's a mom too.
She's an entrepreneur.
Grandmom, and she has a business, and she's constantly, hustling. So she's a ball of fun too.
Absolutely.
So, listen, we're all very well rounded, and we all bounce off of each other, and we pick each other up, and we look out for each other, and sometimes we might cry together, and sometimes we might sweat together, so I'm actually really looking forward to it. It's been a little while since we have come together for the podcast, so I'm looking forward to it.
So stay tuned for a lot more content.
Yes.
New studio space. big personalities and perspectives, rationales, and some amazing guests.
Yes, and we will let you know when episodes will be dropping. Like, share, comment, subscribe.
And follow
Yes. Jay.
Bear It All, the
The podcast.
podcast.